Hi, I have to make a confession here because we're about to chat with, hopefully, fingers crossed, with the technology goddess. We're about to chat with a woman who gets me really excited. Woo! I get like this crazy excited energy. And then I see this gorgeous woman and she tells me, Ruth, you must get more grounded. It's like a cycle of excitement and get more grounded and get more excited and then get more grounded. So yeah, so I'm really excited because shortly we're going to be chatting with my brilliant friend and mentor and just amazing woman, Lara. And Lara came into my life through the School of Shamanic Womancraft with Jane Hardwick Collins, and she was helping hold us through our year together and also doing some learning and being there, just amazing person too. And every conversation I've ever had with Lara's the person who, you know, in between those workshopy moments where you're doing the work in the workshop, and then in between the workshopy moments, you sit down and you have a cup of tea with Lara and you chat. And it's in those moments that Lara just gifts me the most profound knowing and wisdom and things that have stayed with me forever, ever since. Lara has also shared an incredible moment with me in a river in Wales, which was very exciting, and also has stayed with me forever because it was so beautiful. So who is Lara? Lara is, I will let her tell you herself, but I'm just giving a little bit of information before I welcome her onto the call. Lara is a doula. She's a writer. She is a healer. She sings the most exciting, gorgeous, beautiful, grounding songs. She lives on a boat in Cambridgeshire. And I'm pretty convinced, she sort of shrugged it off a little bit when I mentioned it to her, but I'm pretty convinced that she's also the inspiration for Ma Costa in the books that Philip Pullman wrote. But I'll let you work that out for yourself, and maybe she'll mention that if I ask her about it. So I'm going to have a go at bringing Lara on here, and we're going to do the same as yesterday. Oh, it's done something different. Hang on. I'm going to do, let me see, can I welcome her? Oh, the technology goddess is being more difficult today. Let me see if I can find her. When I find her, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask her, where are your boundaries, Lara Fairylove? But I've got to find her first. So let me see. Aha, so Lara, if you can find at the bottom of your screen, it should say guest request, and I've put it on so it says allow your viewers to request to join you as a guest in my broadcast. Can you see at the bottom of your screen there, Lara? Can you press the button that would request you to join? And then hopefully we will be able to see your lovely face and hear your wonderful wonderfulness. And I'm putting her on the spot here a little bit because she's never done this before, so we're going to have a go. And if not, I'll just restart the video again shortly and we'll have a go. How's it going, Lara? Can you find it? It's not showing me my viewers, so I'm not sure I can invite you in for some reason. Maybe you could put a comment at the bottom, Lara. There should be a button for you to write a comment if you can do that. And if we can't do it in the next moment or so, what I'll do is I will record either an audio or something with Lara for her to share her amazing boundaries that she's been going through at the moment, because this full moon has been a really transformative moon for a lot of people. Hi Lara, how's it looking your end? Oh, hang on, let's see if I can press this button with you. Where's it gone? It's been this really transformative full moon, and Lara's been going through some amazing transformative stuff over the full moon. Oh, here we go. I can bring her in. Adding Lara. So excited.
Yeah, there you go.
Hello, Lara.
Hello, how are you?
Thank you for being brave and joining me in something that you've never done before on a Facebook.
Yeah, I know. In my boat.
Yay, in your boat. Fantastic. How are you?
I'm really blown away by it.
How are you feeling today?
Really light and really relieved, because this full moon brought the light to something that I haven't even got words for. Yeah, something came out of me that had no words, but was just bodily, physically shaking there, and it's because I held my boundaries. Yeah, I held my boundaries and went, nope, I am not accepting that. This is my reality and I'm going to stay here. And when little voices come into my head where I might go, rah, at the person, I went, no. That's all I'm going to do. And if I can't do that, I'm going to shut up. And I did. And it happened. And we ended up writing things, me and my partner, and burning them in the fire and witnessing them and all that stuff. And yeah, and this morning, everything has changed.
Hooray, hurrah, how wonderful.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So can I ask you, Lara, my basic question? And I know you've just told us the most exciting thing that's just been happening for you. But if we take it for like bigger picture here.
Yeah.
So where are your boundaries?
Where are my boundaries? My boundaries are at an arm's length, all around my body, underneath my feet, all around me. Basically, they look a bit like this. You ready? My emotional boundary looks a bit like that.
Nice. So Lara sent me some of these pictures earlier, and I'm going to post them underneath so that you can take a good look at these beautiful pictures she's made.
Yeah, and I focus on them, and I imagine my boundary there. And when I communicate with people, I remember to take a few breaths before I go into any situation, and I go, yep, I am grounded, I am centered, I am safe. And I start from there. And if it's going to be a really big one where I know the person is going to need me to do all the holding, I remind myself, like when I'm being a doula, okay, everything that is yours, you're going to leave at the door, and you're going to give thanks that the goddess, the God, will speak to me and through me, and then I walk through the door. Yeah, and at that point I will hold my boundary with kindness and compassion, and I will give thanks that I can temper my fierceness, which terrifies people, with kindness and gentleness and compassion. Yeah, there you go. That's where my boundaries are. That's what I do.
Gorgeous. Can you think of some examples of situations where boundaries are particularly important for you?
Yes, definitely. The two most important places for me are in a physical partnership or relationship. I feel there must be really good, strong emotional boundaries, so each individual knows who they are and what their stuff is. And then you have less chance of being in a weird kind of toxic energy fight, yeah, where you're always trying to get your energy from the other person. So yeah, I think it's really important there. And yeah, massively important when in any kind of therapeutic process with someone, yeah, like knowing that you are holding the space as this person, and this space is when that thing is happening, and then being very clear about when that space is finished and closing the communication, all that stuff, and stepping out. Because as an energetic practitioner, it's taken me a long time to respect that what I do, even though it's invisible to most people, is highly energetically challenging. And so if I don't hold my boundaries, I find myself, this is an example, I find myself in the middle of town, walking around the supermarket going, oh my God, why is everything like this? And it's because I've forgotten that to finish my closing stuff after I've been with the person and I'm still connected to the uber special needs Aspergic person. Yeah, and I need to calm down. So yeah, learning to respect things that are physically invisible but are spiritually really, really important. Yeah, is what I feel like we've been doing, because it's quite nice, isn't it, to know that you're not completely mad, and actually know that the more physicality we bring to the work we do, the more real it becomes. And so we become more real, and the work becomes more real, and everyone stops going, oh, you mad crazy witch, fuck off, like that.
I think you're a great person to talk about this. So a lot of people come to me and really need some reassurance that they're not mad. What would you say to them, Lara? What do you say to those people?
I say, well done. Number one, I would say, well done. I would say, we are coming out of the age of ignorance. Yeah, and we now have the capacity to notice and actually witness that there is more possible. Yeah, we're in the 21st century, man. Yeah, in the 21st century, if you want all of the Akashic knowledge of spirit, you can get a large amount of it just by tapping on your telephone, and no one's on there judging you for being a nutter in the weird bit of the library. Yeah, right, you know, you've got a billion courses that you can go on where people will help you remember that you've got a soul. Yeah, if you say power animal or spirit guide now, most people just go, uh-huh, yeah. Whereas even just 10 years ago, they were like, what? You're mental. Yeah, my favourite thing for now is, because we have all come through this whole weird spiritual place with Christianity and all that stuff. And I feel like now we've come to the place where we can go, hey, man, we are the beloved children of God, Goddess, everything. Yeah, we are no longer the abortion. We are no longer the sinful, the unwanted, the bad. Yeah, we are, and we are beautiful. And we know that. And so everyone's just learning that new reality. And yeah, well done, because it's not as scary as it used to be. And there's loads of friends and everybody wants to join in. So yeah, well done to everyone. Remember to breathe. Breathing's the most important thing. Just remember to breathe. Whatever's going on, if it's messing with you and you don't feel peaceful, just breathe. Focus on breathing in for your nose and out for your mouth. And remembering it's a moment every time. And whatever's going on will pass. Yeah. And if you let yourself feel it, very hard for females in the 21st century. If you let yourself feel it, there's a high possibility the next time you feel that feeling, it will be less traumatic for you. So just let yourself be and know that whatever's already happened can't kill you, because it didn't kill you. Yeah. There you go.
So the thing that's just popped in my head, I wonder if you've got any, I think you will have thoughts on this. Let's see if I can phrase it properly, is so to be like boundaryless is kind of similar or the same thing as being transcendent, maybe? How do we work between having strong personal boundaries and also being like you say about being a beam of light and being connected to everything? Like, how does that play work for you?
How does that play work for me? Okay, so baseline, the breath. Yeah, so in your normal everyday lives, just remembering, hang on, just remembering this.
I've got this picture, so I'll post this.
Yeah. Just remembering, you know, roots into the ground, branches into the sky as standard, heart in our centre. connecting earth and sky. So as a normal person walking around, just remembering that that happens, and remembering that even if you forget about it, it will still keep happening, is my basic on how to stay sane here. When one wishes to open up one's boundaries and connect to the oneness, like in a picture, like up here, yeah, we need to take care of ourselves. And this might be not very socially acceptable, but it's the truth. So the last 2 generations have done loads of practice of leaving out of their bodies really unsafely, and just leaving their bodies around for different security guards and helpful fairies to pick up and make sure they don't die. Yeah, right. So we've done all of that already, yeah, and we know we can be safe. So now we just need to put into practice like the safety aspect around it. So if we are going to go and connect into the oneness, is like really wise to lay down somewhere. Keep your body nice and safe. Know that that's what you're doing, yeah? And allow yourself to raise up through your rainbow, your energy centers, and then open up your branches to the sky and be in that place and feel that place and know that place happens when you've got your body somewhere safe, because then your spirit doesn't have to worry about looking after it and it's less confusing. When you've finished that, when you've done enough of that, you might go to sleep, hey? Yeah, but when you're up there, if you're still awake and you've had enough, the remembrance to bring the energy back in and seal it with a silver disc with an equilateral cross on it on the side, like that, yeah? And go down with each one, yeah? And like seal it in the inside of your head here, and just seal the energy safe for yourself all the way down until you've sealed your base at the bottom with a silver disc with an equilateral cross. It helps you practice opening it out and then gathering it back in consciously, energizing yourself and keeping it safe. Because opening up to the oneness, you should keep for special. You shouldn't be doing it all the time because you're going to make yourself bonkers. Got loads of stories of people opening their crown chakra on like that train there, or like sort of being at school and opening their crown chakra and then having to do dinner at the primary school and stuff like that. Remember, it's special. It might be invisible, but it's actually really real and really strong. So if stuff is freaking you out, remember that you should probably go back to the basics, because most of us popped in halfway through. Yeah, and we haven't remembered the basics, and we're feeling mad because we haven't actually got our stabilizers on, but we're doing like degree standard stuff. Yeah, there you go.
I suppose I'd not really put it together until we started, or I thought about doing this call, is that you really, Lara, you're like the truth and the roots and the real connection between trauma awareness and spiritual work. Like, that is what you do.
Yeah, man, 100%. I have walked the walk, thank you very much. Yeah, but in all honesty, so has every single person with a fanny and every single person with a willy who hasn't had loads and loads of money and power, who isn't like sort of a massive masculine. Yeah, we've all been traumatized. Yeah, and we all did all of the psychedelic psychonauting because we knew that this truth that we've been told wasn't real. So I'm just the gobby one. Yeah, I'm just the gobby one, and basically 9 times out of 10, I don't know when it's right to say something or not. So I just trust. I'm like, okay, yep, it's happening. I'll just speak. If people want to hear it, they will hear it. And these days, no one's going to stone me or set me on fire. Yay!
Oh, I love you, Lara. Thank you.
I love you too. I think you're great. You make me well happy.
So before we go, is there anything, I'd love you to tell me about what work you're doing at the moment, because it's so colourful and varied, and what are you passionate about at the moment?
Oh, mate, at the moment I'm completely passionate about boundaries, 100%, and just working out what's going on. I'm massively passionate about our breath and our roots and our branches, and communicating this highfalutin spiritual stuff to the child within us all. Yeah, about this moment. I'm just about to start doing new pictures for my story, The Rose of Rebellion, because I've been carrying this one around for a year and it's getting a little bit shoddy now. But basically, I'm going to turn this into another book, and I'm getting a crowdfunder together to like publish this book, because this one speaks to the inner child in everyone and says it all in really simple words. I'm also editing the first bit of my novel, The Story, which the next bit will go out. I'm doing a little work group. I've got some people who are having a look at it. That's really exciting to me. That's really exciting to me. Yeah, because the story is my answer to Harry Potter and the Bible. Yeah, it's basically the story of spirituality for everybody who hasn't got a willy. Yeah, and also, obviously, as it goes through, all the people who have got willies who've always felt a bit too girly and weird, it's a story for them as well. Yeah, because in it, we crown the divine that is feminine, and we crown the divine that is masculine, and we remember our ancestors and remember how the story is all of our story. So, yeah, I'm excited about the book because it's written in a way that if you just read it, it will do the basic processes on you as you read it. So will help you to feel safe and secure without you having to do anything much apart from just reading. Yeah, now for some people, even reading is too much. So I will do a voice one as well. But I'm really excited about it because I want everyone to realise that they can do this for themselves.
Yes.
I don't want to stop anyone's business, but at the same time, I want to make sure that alongside the spiritual industry that is growing, there is also an authentic grassroots knowledge base for all people to access whenever they wish. If they want to bung me some cash so I can eat too, that would be nice. But I would be doing this regardless of whether money existed or not. Yeah.
Yeah,
So I'm kind of
absolutely.
there for authentic.
Exactly. So that's exactly what I felt like with the course that I've just written, and it's just launched today, that we're talking about that question, where are your boundaries? And what I'm finding is exactly the same with my work, is that this is not about me doing the work for you. This is about, let's show you some ways that you could choose to help yourself. And the whole course is like that. There's inner child work, there's practices, and at every chapter, at every moment, there's the invitation to, does this feel like something you want to do? And it might not feel like the thing you want to do today, so maybe jump forward 3 chapters and do that one that's waving at you in a few weeks. But and you don't need to look to somebody who is an expert in something. These are some things and practices that have helped me, and these are some things and practices that have helped you, and find the things within that I'm giving you that feel right for you, and it's really cool.
Smashing the cult of the expert.
The way forward, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we should just get out there and do our stuff, because there's a story for everyone. Yeah,
absolutely.
And everybody wants somebody to listen to occasionally, and they'll like one person's voice and face, and they won't like another person's voice and face. So, same as having babies, really. I reckon it's like that. I reckon it's just doulas, but a different kind.
So are you still doing Lara as well?
Yeah, man. Mostly I talk to people on the telephone. Yeah, and they ask me questions, and I also do support for people who've had miscarriages, and I do first aid trauma telephone calls to people who are freaking out, and they phone me up and go like that. And so I do that, and the joy of the whole COVID thing is that people now fully believe that you don't actually need to be sitting with someone for them to energetically help you. Yeah, you can just hear their voice. Yeah, and so just that has made me quite happy about the whole COVID business. I'm like, people understand it now. Yeah.
So I put Lara's information in this post. So if anyone wants to get in touch with Lara about any of that, I can honestly, wholeheartedly, I'm only talking to people on these calls that I would go to, and I do go to Lara, and if there's anybody that feels like, oh yeah, I need someone to talk to, I need someone that will touch those buttons that Lara's mentioned, I wouldn't trust anyone any more than Lara. She's gone through the stuff, and she has not only come out the other side, she's like beautified it and made it this incredible she's just amazing. I can't recommend her enough. So yeah, so that's Lara, everybody.
Yeah, man. Peace and fairy love, man.
Yay! I love you, Lara. I'll
Love
see you
you,
soon.
Ruth. See you
Bye,
soon.
everyone.